This presentation of the Savage Nation is brought to you by Inheritance Funding Company.
On the air, online, and on the go. This is Talk 910 KNEW.
Warning. The Michael Savage Show contains adult language, adult content, psychological nudity. Listener discretion is advised.
America's most exciting radio talk show, The Savage Nation. Here is Michael Savage.
Here's some of the major topics that we touched on the Savage Nation today. Well, Obama's poll numbers are continuing to dive, which is why he is pushing socialized medicine and socialized everything else as fast as he can. He knows the people are onto him. The people understand the man is a communist. The people understand that his henchmen are communists. The people understand that those behind him are trying to push a new America down the throats of the people, and they know that they've got to do it as fast as possible, which is why they're doing it. We are living in a dictatorship. Socialized medicine is here, and Savage warned you about it. The Democrats are going to shove socialized, I call it Soviet-style medical treatment, down your throat, and they're going to tax the most successful Americans in order to pay for it. But if you've been paying attention, you know that Michael Savage warned you about this months ago, even before Obama was elected. They want to bring the most successful down to the level of the least successful. They want to bring the healthiest down to the level of the illest. And who's going to pay for it? You are. Remember what I coined the phrase? When I coined the phrase trickle-up poverty? Well, think about it, stupid. Those of you who voted for Obama, whether you make $100,000 or $10 million, you're going to pay for the illegal immigrants' health care. You're going to pay for the sickest of the sick. You wanted it, you got it. I don't have a question to ask you. Nothing. I have nothing to ask you. I don't even want a caller. I'm not even in the mood for a call. I'd rather listen to myself talk, and, because I have things to say, and I may do history today, history of the world, and where we are historically, because it's not that this is unknown. Just that they say that there's no new stories, a scriptwriter will tell you that every story, you've already said that every story that's ever been written has been written. I don't agree with that. They say it's just a matter of changing the characters, that there's only a few plots. In a sense, this political story that we're living through has been written already and lived through already. This is not a new story. Obama's not new. The face is new, but the story is old. The face is new, but the story is quite old. It's been tried in other nations. It was tried in 1917 in in Russia, which became the Soviet Union. This is nothing new. We have a master rhetorician, and he's a master only to the microcephalics who don't understand the truth between, the reality between truth and rhetoric. I can talk to you about this if you want, but it may be too heavy. I mean, you'd probably rather hear me talk about the bad sushi I ate for lunch. Somehow you got a kick out of that. So I'll tell you about the eel I ate. That's where my skin broke out. I've never eaten eel in my life. I will never eat eel again. I didn't mean to eat eel, but the guy fooled me. I don't have time to even look at menus. My mind is somewhere else. I run into this Japanese joint I know. Normally I don't eat this garbage, but it was a lunch special. I looked quickly. It's some kind of roll, which I thought had like a California roll. Then it was chicken teriyaki, which okay, whatever. 4 cents worth of chicken with bad sauce. And something else, which were delicious. There was deep-fried scallops, which are absolutely delicious. So it took forever to come out. I made calls. Blah. I have to listen to people. My feet are squirming inside my shoes. I don't know what to do. I want to, I'm like Mr. ADD in a restaurant. Like, did you put it in? Why didn't you get it? Why am I not wet? It was a nightmare. I mean, you go to Tokyo, they eat fast. The Japanese know that when you go in a restaurant, they feed you bang, boom, boom. Here, everything is dragged out like everyone's on glue. So I ate it. I didn't know what was wrong with the rolls. I thought it was a regular California roll. I left it over. I'm leaving. I look in the door. They have like the dish on the table when you come in. This time I put my glasses on. It says special eel roll. You hear this? So I had to put calamine in my left hand. Oh, it's disgusting. Who would eat an eel? Why do they eat eel? This is when Japan was a starving nation. They ate eel. Why do you eat an eel? You do know there's been a revolution in America. You do recognize that Barack Obama is exactly what I warned you he was. The man is a naked Soviet-era communist. He hates success. He hates successful people. Yes, he is surrounded by them, just as many dictators used successful people to gain a foothold, and the successful who put them in power thought that they would control them forever, and shortly thereafter, the dictators that were established took total power away from the power structure that put them in there. That would apply to folks in Germany. That would apply to people in the past in Italy. It doesn't matter. It is history repeating itself. Now, during the election season last year, I was the only one in America who saw this coming in the way I saw it coming. Many people saw it through Obama. Everyone knew he was the most far-left radical senator in a U.S. history, and that we could expect nothing but the same if he became president, God forbid. But I wrote a monologue in which I discussed the concept that I phrased trickle-up poverty, which was stolen perhaps the next minute by someone in the media that you may recognize as someone who has no original ideas but steals. But trickle-up poverty is what you're getting right now. It was I who told you back in October that under Obama, you're going to have trickle-up poverty. Now, I wrote this in October of 2008. And I want to read you what I wrote. I'm quoting myself from October of 2008. Because if I could be so right then, when everyone in the media saw this man as hope and change, not the naked communist that he is, I will then come back on the air, and I will tell you what's coming after this if he is not stopped cold through the electorate, through the ballot box, through streets, through tea parties, through Million Men marches. The man must be stopped or you're going to lose your freedom itself. That's what's happening. You have to understand what I'm saying to you. Today it's health care. Tomorrow it's speech. And after speech, it's behavior. And after behavior, it's re-education camps. And those who don't go into the re-education camps that come out sufficiently re-educated go into the slave labor camps. You say it can't happen here. I say it is happening here. In October of 2008, I wrote a monologue in which I called the concept trickle-up poverty. I told you it would be imposed. I said that he would do that, and he is doing it with his Soviet-era medical treatment plan that he is pushing as I speak. Here is what I wrote in October. The liberal media talking heads are already proclaiming that a Barack Obama victory will be revolutionary. Revolutionary is right. The last great revolution took place in Russia. Within a year of the Russian Revolution in 1917, the communist leader Lenin brought the Russians change they could believe in. He created an economic system in which, one, all industry was nationalized and strict centralized management was introduced. 2, obligatory labor duty was imposed onto non-working classes or people who had money. 3, food was rationed and centrally distributed. 4, military-like control of railroads was introduced. Private enterprise became illegal. Next, Stalin took over the Soviet Union years later. What did he do? He imposed a state-run system of socialized medicine, which is almost a duplicate of what Obama is trying to do. He formed a strict, centralized cultural administration and ideological control system. In other words, re-education. I went on in October of 2008. There is every reason to believe that some kind of socialist revolution will occur under BO. Bush has already imposed socialism on the banks. Now, remember, I wrote this in October. And Obama promises to do more of the same. The Soviets put people with money to work in factories. Here's what I predicted. Under Obama, the business owners in this country who drive the economy will be put to work by being forced to pay crushing taxes that will fund gold-plated health care for illegal aliens and welfare recipients. Private enterprise may not actually be made illegal, but so many businesses will die under an Obama administration that the same goal will be accomplished. Instead of trickle-down economics, we'll have trickle-up poverty. That was from October 15, 2008, on the most predictive radio show in the United States of America. We have gone from Reagan's phrase, "It is morning in America," to "America is morning." When everyone in the media saw this man as hope and change, not the naked communist that he is, I will then come back on the air, and I will tell you what's coming after this if he is not stopped cold through the electorate, through the ballot box, through streets, through tea parties, through Million Men marches. The man must be stopped or you're going to lose your freedom itself.